Okay.
Trying to get on this side, get closer. You want to come around this way.
I'm trying to see myself.
Well, mama, you got it. That's why I moved down here.
Hey, brother, you have an extra principal?
Not on me. I don't have extra. Yeah, but quit playing.
I'll probably get one when I get a chance.
Yeah, I haven't got it.
Okay.
Sure, you too. I'm telling you. Great, don't we? All right, that I will get brother from. I like you too. Jail.
Yeah. The charger. Where my thing at? There's space back there? Oh, excuse me.
They've been moving around on one.
All right. Got this. It's all in his hands. You get him in, it's in his playbook. You get him in, in his football playbook. So we good, man. We're more than that. We're great.
That's easy. Yep. Dear High School, I'm blessed. Thank you for blessing us here another Shabbat, Heavenly Father. Going over the feast days, Heavenly Father. Give us more understanding on your feast days, Heavenly Father, so we can be obedient to your Sabbath day, your feast days also, Heavenly Father, and your laws, statutes, commandments. In your Son's name, recited, so be it.
So be it.
After today, we're going to go over the feast days again so we could get a better understanding so we can start trying to work on getting them in order and doing them. I got folders for everybody. That's a little bit the same, a little bit different. So yes, you probably still gonna need that now. You go through this. First, General will go over the rule sheet, and then we'll get started.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. We go over the rules that we have at DOC. Number one, we must be on one accord. The reason why we say this is because in Scripture, we know in Mark, it talks about how a house cannot stand divided. Now, again, like we said in times past, Satan and his children, they know how to stay on accord. Regardless of what denomination they may be in, they all against you, Israelites. And they all on one accord. Do not let them fool you. Number two, do not be disruptive in the sanctuary. Meaning, if you have any questions, try to keep it to a minimum. We all got questions because we all want a good understanding. But let's try not to take away from the speaker so that he can be able to get the topic out so we all can be refreshed. Right? Number three, we all must stay on the topic that's being discussed at the time. We know sometimes some questions can veer to the left or to the right, obviously because the topics be great, you know what I'm saying? Because they're coming from my father. And we all want a deep understanding. We all want to know who we are, where we come from, and then we all know there's more to it than just being an Israelite. What is the meaning of all of this? Okay? Why are we woke in the first place? What's going on? See? But we have to keep on the topic that's being discussed. In time, all questions are going to get answered, right? Number four, you have to study to show yourself approved. Again, a lot of rules that we're going over, these are scriptural based. You have to study to show yourself approved. If you have this Bible, you need to be reading it. You need to be in it. Okay? We can all watch videos. Videos are great. Said that once before. But if you have to bring a point to somebody and say, watch this video, that means you don't know it. You ain't learned. You ain't show yourself approved to the Most High. All right? Again, I like videos too. But I'm not finna gonna bring a video to you and tell you, oh, watch this, brother, watch this, sister. And I'm sitting there, and then you ask me a question. Oh, wait till the brother bring it out. No, you need to be able to bring this out.
That's right.
Right? Number five, we must keep the commandments of Ahiah and his son Yeshua. Right? The laws are not done away with, brothers and sisters. The world will tell you that. The Gentiles or the heathens, the non-believers, they will tell you that the law is done away with. The covenant was made by our ancestors with Ahiah. We must keep these commandments. Who cares what the heathens say? We have all given them time of day. Some of us give them 30 years, some of us give them 40 years, 10 years, however long. They have always taught you lies. You're not giving them no more time. Now we give our Father all our time. Right? And we give our King his due. The Messiah, which is Yahshua. We give him all due. Right? Next up, number 6. Love and forgiveness of your neighbor. To make this very clear, brothers and sisters, you are going to err, you're going to slip in this walk. The righteous man will fall 7 times. Do not kid yourself in thinking that you're going to walk this 100%. You will offend people. Right. If you keep these laws and you catch your brother doing something, you have to rebuke him sharply. You best believe he's going to get offended. So I'm telling the person that's getting offended and the person that's rebuking, you have to learn to forgive. And don't forget to forgive yourself. Okay? Number 7, no cursing and evil speaking in the sanctuary. Regardless of what we see our brothers and sisters doing on the streets or in public, you're wearing fringes. You're an Israelite. You are not representing yourself any longer. You are representing Ahiah. He is attached to you. So what you do makes him look bad. Do you really want to make your father look bad? Because that would be a grave error. Okay? This is serious, brothers and sisters. We're dealing with the living Ahiah of our ancestors, of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob. As I said before, this is not a game. He has not changed. Our ancestors went down for a lot less than what we do now. Right. Okay? Right. Moving on. Number 8. You must keep the Sabbath day holy. This is one of the perpetual covenant. It does not change. Yeshua did not change the Sabbath. Paul did not change the Sabbath. I don't know why Christians, well, we all know why so-called Christians run the New Testament. Paul cannot save you. I'm going to say that again because I want the camera to catch that. Paul cannot save you just because you misinterpret his words. He did not change the Sabbath day. You have to keep it holy. Everybody turn to Exodus 31 so that we have this in our head. This needs to be seared in your skull. The Sabbath day did not change. The Roman Catholic Church had no right, no business changing our holy day. Our Father's holy day that He's given to us. They had no right to change that. But again, this goes with the other rules. They are out to get you, Israel. Right? We're going to start at Exodus 31, and we're going to start on verses 16. All right? And we're going to say this together so we have a good understanding of it. Everybody ready?
Hallelujah.
All right. Wherefore,
Wherefore,
the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath day to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. The word perpetual means forever, brothers and sisters. That does not change.
forever.
All right? And with that being said, I turn back over to Brother Boaz so he can get to the topic today.
Okay, family. Okay. Everybody got your folders, right? Everybody got a folder? Okay, we know that our Father gave us orders, right? The word Uriah, we know means moon in Hebrew, right? We did this class twice, this and that, and if you got your old folder, you'll have more to understand, but the other folder also we're going to update that folder too. The word Kodesh, the word means, Kodesh means month or new month. So what happened is the heathens put in our Bibles, next to all the feast days, they put new moon in there so we follow the moon. But I'm going to prove you there in the book of Enoch that our highest command is not to follow that moon. We follow that moon, we're going on a lunar cycle that he said do not follow. Okay? Let's go to your first sheet. Let's see what Jubilees 2 and 1. Jubilees 2 and 1, everybody got it? No, you don't got that. Go with
Jubilee 6.
okay, no, read, I want you to get Jubilees 2 and 1. Okay? Jubilees 2 and 1. Whoever got your pseudepickable or your sequel. Follow for that sheet is not in there. Jubilees 2 and 1.
Yes.
Jubilees 2 and 1.
Jubilees 2 and 1, everybody. Jubilees 2 and 1.
Not everybody got it. You got your Bibles, Jubilees 2 and 1.
Everybody ready? Some of them loud. Read it wrong.
You got it? Where do you got it?
And the angel of the presence spake to Moses according to the word of Ahijah, saying, write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days Yahweh finished all his works and all that he created, and kept Sabbath on the seventh day, and hallowed it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works.
I'm going to stop right there. Now we know that the book of Jubilees was written by Moses, right? So this is the first book. Without Jubilees, you will not have all the answers according to the days, the weeks, the years, and times in the Shabbat, right? Okay, keep reading the captain.
For on the first day he created the heavens which are above, and the earth and the waters and the waters, and all the spirits which serve before him, the angels of the presence, and the angels of the sanctification, and the angels of the spirit of fire, and the angels of the spirit of the winds, and the angels of the spirit of the clouds, and of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of horror frost, and the angels of the voices, and of the thunder, and of the lightning, and the angels of the spirits of cold and of heat, and of winter, and of spring and autumn, and of summer, and of all the spirits of his creatures which are in the heavens.
Stop right there. Now you realize that Jubilees is breaking down how it's all created. Like King James 1611 is going to break it down in depth detail that all this work was done at the beginning of creation, right? Keep green cap.
And on the earth he created the abysses and the darkness, eventide and the light, dawn and day, which he hath prepared in the knowledge of his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And thereupon we saw his works and praised him, and Lord before him, on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day.
Now we know that he created 7 works on the first day. 7 great works he created on the first day. Then you go up, it says the spirits of the heat, the winter, the spring, autumn, summer. So all this was created before the sun and the moon, right? And I go down, brother, to 8.
Jubilees 2, verse 8. Jubilees 2, verse 8. Everyone has it? Jubilees 2, verse 8. These 4 great works Yahweh created on the 3rd day, and on the 4th day he created the sun and the moon and the stars, and set them in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon all the earth, and to rule over the day and the night, and divide the light from the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh appointed the sun to be a great sign on the earth, for days and for Sabbaths, and for months and for feasts, and for years and for Sabbaths of years, and for jubilees, and for all seasons of the years.
Now what is the sun for? You read again, Cap 9?
9, and Yahweh appointed the sun.
The sun, right?
Yes, to be great sign. To be a great sign on the earth for days.
Days.
And for Sabbaths.
Shabbats.
And for months.
Months.
And for feasts.
And for feasts.
And for years.
And for years.
And for Sabbaths of years.
Jubilees of years.
And for jubilees. And for
all seasons of the years. So we know the sun, our Father gave us the sun that command, not the moon. Okay? Now let's go over to Jubilees 6:32. Everybody got that paper in your folder? That's the first sheet. This is a Jubilees 6:32. Because Jubilees is going to warn us of following the moon. We don't follow the moon.
Everyone has it. Jubilees 6:32 on your
Paper.
paper.
Everybody got the paper.
Mm-hmm. Jubilees 6. So it should be in your notebook.
Yes, that was 6:32.
Okay.
Let's see. And what, sister, if you read out of that statistic, you'll see that you're going to say the new moon, but on this paper it's going to say new month like it's supposed to.
Oh, okay.
But you can read that so you can see the error that the Gentiles put in our Bible. They put all new moons right next to our feast days so we can go in error because the Father warned us about the moon, following the moon, worshiping the moon.
Okay. Jubilees 6,
And 32.
verse 32 on your sheets. And command thou the children of Israel that they observe the years according to this reckoning 364 days, and these will constitute a complete year. And they will not disturb its time from its days and from its feasts, for everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feast. But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this old order. And they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged. and they will neglect their ordinances. And all the children of Israel will forget and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths, and they will go wrong as to all the order of the years. For I know, and for henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own devising. For the book lies written before me, and on the heavenly tablets the division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feast of the covenant, and walk according to the feast of the Gentiles, after their error and after their ignorance.
But this is a command. If we follow the command, he give us a command by this feast days, 6 days, years, and all this time. It's going to be in the book of Jubilees. When you read the book of Jubilees and Enoch, you'll have a better understanding of King James 16:11. Go ahead, bro.
It says, for there, verse 36, Jubilees 6, verse 36, for there will be those who will assuredly.
Stop right there. Assuredly, what does surely mean? So surely, right? That's what we're dealing with today. Guys was surely observing the moon and observation of the moon, right? That's telling you that what the sinners going to err in doing. Go ahead, brother.
For there will be those who will assuredly make observations of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons and comes in from year to year 10 days too soon. For this reason, the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order and make an abominable day, the day of testimony, and unclean day, a feast day. And they will confound all the days, the holy with the unclean, and the unclean day with the holy. For they will go wrong as to months and Sabbaths and feasts and jubilees. For this reason I command it, and testify to thee, that thou mayest testify to them. For after thy death thy children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364 days only. And for this reason they will go wrong as to the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh.
Praise it. Now go to the next page. This is book of Enoch 80. They look like this. Enoch 80. This is the next one. It's like 2 pages together. Enoch 80. Now he's warning us in Enoch of going, why, and this going to show why not to follow the moon. This is Enoch now. It's Enoch. We're in the Jubilee, now we're going to be in Enoch. It's chapter 80 and 1.
Book of Enoch. Book of Enoch, chapter 80, verse 1. He said, O Enoch. I'll read down here. He said, O Enoch, look on the book which heaven has gradually dropped down. 1. And reading that which is written in it. Understand every. But then what y'all got on y'all? Okay, yeah. Let's read a little different now. I got you. And then coming off the paper, fam. Enoch 80. And in those days, the angel Uriel answered and said to me, behold, I have shown thee everything. Enoch and I have revealed everything to thee, that thou shouldest see this sun and this moon and the leaders of the stars of the heaven, and all those who turn them their tasks and times and departures. And in the days of the sinners, the years shall be short.
So right up, the days of the sinners, right? So he's warning you again. Keep reading, Cap.
And their seed shall be tardy on their lands.
Tardy. What does tardy mean? Late, behind, because they're going to follow the moon, right? So he's warning us in Enoch. Go ahead.
On their lands and fields, and all things on the earth shall alter, and shall not appear in their time. And the rain shall be kept back, and the heaven shall withhold it. And in those times the fruits of the earth shall be backward, and shall not grow in their time, and the fruits of the trees shall be withheld in their time. And the moon shall alter her order, and not appear at her time. Verse 5 in Enoch 80, verse 5. And in those days the sun shall be seen, and he shall journey in the evening on the extremity of the great chariot in the west, and shall shine more brightly than accords with the order of light. And many chiefs of the stars shall transgress the order prescribed. And these shall alter their orbits and tasks, and not appear at the seasons prescribed to them. And the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners.
So right there, from the sinners, why? All the sinners go follow the moon and all the stars and everything. They won't follow that for the order, the command, and the feast days and everything else. So Enoch is warning us. Keep reading, Cap.
So they're going to be hold back, so they're not going to
It's
be
going to be
able
hold
to
back.
come to
So
knowledge.
it's right. So it's going to be hold back. So if I'm going to do it for that reason that they're going to fall into all the sin that they're worshiping, they're going to worship all this stuff. Go ahead, Cap. Read.
And the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners. And the thoughts of those of the earth shall err concerning them. And they shall be altered from all their ways. Wow. Ye, they shall err, and take them to be gods.
So you going ignorantly worse like last week. Yeah, we went to my house for a so-called no moon night, no whatever, this not whatever. But that was according to the moon. This right here is warning us. We don't go according to the moon at all. We count our days. We number our days. We find out what day is the beginning of our year. We count from there, and we keep counting. So we get 364 days. We count our months. We call them 30, the first month, which is March. We call it 30 day, then 31. We do our count, and then when we do our 30 day after the first beginning of the year, we get our new month. That'll be after that 30 days. That's how we get our new month. We don't go by the moon. So and the reason why I really helped that lead up how just to prove that wrong. Brothers there, we went outside and looked for what?
Moon.
Did we see the moon?
Nope.
Why? Because it's not according to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like, where the moon at? She said, it's going to come. I said, where the moon at? It's behind the tree. But when I higher put the moon up for you to see it, you're going to see it no matter where you at.
Right.
The sun, the light day, when the sun go up, everybody going to know that sun is up.
Right.
Whether the clouds coming up or not.
Right.
We stood outside that night, and we were like, well, where the moon at? Oh, it ain't the night, it's tomorrow. I said, but you said it's the night. You know, but I just wanted to prove that night, so that's why I'm bringing this topic out now, because we're going to get it in order, because we're going to go by according to what the Bible says, not according to what a man, nobody said, woman said. We're going to go according to what the scripture says, according to our beginning of our months, and the end of our season, our feast days, and all that, according to the Enoch calendar. And that's why I want to break it down according to these scriptures that I have. Now, you got another sheet. This sheet right here is also in Enoch too. This is showing you what the lunar day means. Lunar means moon, the observance of the moon. And Enoch is giving us this for a reason about that lunar day calendar that everybody goes by. This is the book of Enoch. It's Enoch, first Enoch 7, 3 and 1. I mean, how many ones you gonna get, you know what I'm saying, in the Bible about not spotting the moon? Enoch. 7, 3 and 1.
Okay.
Read all the way to 8.
First Enoch, we're on the lunar day. And they're on our papers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Says the moon and the varying amounts of its illuminations. Verse 1. 73. After I saw this set of regulations for the sun, I saw another set of regulations concerning the minor luminary, whose name is moon. Its roundness is like the roundness of the sky, and the wind drives the chariot on which it rides, and it's given light in varying measure. It's coming out and it's going and change every month. Its days are like the days of the sun, and when its lights become evenly disturbed, then it amounts to 1/7 of the light of the sun. The moon rises in this manner. Its head faces the easterly direction, coming out of the 13th day. On that day, that is, on the 13th day, it comes into existence, and it appears with the sun in the gate through which the sun exists. And you have the beginning of the month, considering, half of it to be divisible into 7 parts. The whole disk of it is light of the sun on 7th of its half light. On the day when it receives 1/7 part of its 1/2, as the sun sets, it becomes equivalent to 1/7 light of 1/2 of it. Then when the sun rises, the moon rises together with it, taking a portion of 1/2 of its light, that the night, the moon just beginning its monthly journey, It's a monthly journey on its first lunar day.
Stop right there. Now look at this right. The whole disc. We keep reading, brother.
Sets with the sun and becomes dark in respect to its 13 parts that night.
So when you see the moon, like they say, they got the new moon on here. When you see that, this beginning of this month right here, that's a lunar cycle. When the moon is dark, that's the beginning of that lunar cycle that he's saying, do not go by. This is how they're tracking down their new months and everything. The Bible tells us not to go by the moon at all. The moon for seasons only. It's not for feast days. It's not for naming your months and your what is this?
So when the new moon comes,
Mm-hmm.
which is the whole moon, or the, why is it dark?
Just go back cap to 7.
7, it says, we'll stop here. It'll say, on the day when it receives 1/7 part of itself, it's 1/2. As
No, go back to which one says 3? I think.
13?
5. Read 5.
Okay. All right then. Okay, it says
4.
4.
Like a 4. They say the whole disc is dark. Like, okay, this whole disc is dark. Yeah, read that.
Visible to the 7 parts.
Yeah.
Okay. It says half of it. I'm starting right at 5. Considering half
Go to
of
5,
it.
sister.
5. It says considering half of it to be divisible into 7 parts. The whole disk of it is without light, with the expectation of 1/7 part of the 14th part of the light of the sun.
So when the whole disc becomes dark, that's when they're saying that's the beginning of a new moon, new month. When the whole moon is dark, they're going by the moon being dark, not when it's light, not like full moon. They're going by when the whole disc is dark. That's what they're going by to get their new month. But this right here, lunar day, that Enoch really put this out, so we do not follow this lunar day cycle, because this is not for our days and times and years and months. Not at all. That's why I read the first 2 Jubilees, and Enoch said, do not follow the moon at all. So he's showing you now the lunar day, what when you follow the moon, it's giving the order or dance of the moon, what the moon's going to do. And how they're going to start recognizing as they're talking about their new months and everything else, how they're going to follow the tracks of the moon. So he also got this in Enoch telling you not to follow the lunar day cycle. That's why it's in Enoch, because he knew exactly how they're going to follow the moon and reverence their days and times. So if you read this, you're going to know what they're doing according to their new months and everything. And it's breaking it down command for command what the moon going to do and represent when the whole disc is dark. Like I said, everybody got the paper. That same sheet should be in everybody's folder. They're saying that the whole disc of it is dark.
Yeah, because it kind of show like when the sun go down and the moon is at the same time as that. So it is dark.
It is dark.
It ain't like pitch black, but you don't see the moon because the sun is going down and they come together. So it's
They come together, and that's what Enoch's breaking down. He's breaking down exactly how it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's showing you that that's how we're going to look at it and say, well, wait a minute, there's the new moon night, which is new month. It's not moon at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we don't go by the moon for nothing but seasons. The moon just a sign for season, that's it. It ain't days. We read that as for Sabbath days, Shabbats, feast days and all that. We go by the sun. Or the sun going up and down.
So the moon represents a
You got that season.
Okay,
So what
that
you
was-
see?
okay. Okay. I want to see something. Okay, this one. You have this in the folder?
That was the old folder.
Okay.
I can bring that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old folder. I get you.
Okay, this one I want to see because it makes sense because the new Salah. That's what I want to see because
Well, we gonna bring that out. I got that.
Okay.
I got that.
So saying with the new references of four type new legacy, but not what you're saying.
No, the moon doesn't do anything but it's a sign. Just a plain old sign. The sun reflects our days, times, and years, and everything. Okay. Prove that with scripture.
How they calendar set up. That's like that Jewish calendar and Gregorian calendar. That was our original calendar, and then it goes full circle. Took that from us. And that's what we're going to go for.
night, that's when the day starts. Because that moon, like going down, that's how you know that's the beginning of the rainy day. Even though it says monthly journey of the first moon day, that's still a day. The sun don't have to be up for.
That's right. That's right.
It's clear, it's right
It's
there.
clear right here. It's clear there right here because Enoch gonna break it down.
Yeah.
Without Enoch, we can never know. We gonna lead them out on understand. We got King James 16 we say, oh, new moon day, this and that, months of time. We need Jubilees and we need Enoch. Moses' first letters before King James 16:11 to get an understanding of the breakdown. Because he heard what he said everything was given to Moses. When Moses came down with those tables, he didn't just come down with King James 16:11.
I don't know if anybody out here garden or anything like that, but even when you plant things and at night, that's when it grows.
That's when it grows.
It grows at night. It doesn't grow in the daytime. It grows at night. It's, you know.
And think about it. I'm glad you said that. Why do it grow at night? Moonlight seasons. Moon is for season. Moon helps stuff grow with his light at nighttime. Also the sun for the day, but moon also helps season of fruits and stuff to grow. They need that moonlight. Go ahead.
And even if we pick it too early, we still have to put it somewhere dark.
Somewhere dark.
That is so true.
Then you go back to a baby, well, baby, they born in darkness. They gotta come to the light. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, you're right, and that's why I want to, when you even match up the Gregorian calendar with the Hebrew calendar and the vernal equinox, okay, it's 30 parts, you feel what I'm saying, and the vernal equinox in each month. And so when I look at it, last year, according to the Gregorian calendar, because the Israelites are going off, they had 13 new moons last year.
That's my point.
So you're right, they're going off.
You're always gonna be up, 'cause the moon
Right.
gonna lead you astray.
And the moon leads you
The
astray,
moon
man.
gonna lead you astray, but that's why
Right.
one is not to go by the moon.
Right.
All counts, majority all counts going by the moon, some kind of way, form, and shape. If they're not following the moon for, like for example, Sabbath or feast day, they follow the moon for something.
Kind,
That's
brother.
For
why
some.
they take them.
Kind.
That's the problem we have with them.
Yeah.
We went to their camp and we was talking about that new moon.
Yeah,
And
and
that
that,
they just bit on the verses
Right.
about the new moon.
All
now
praises,
let's
man.
go to Matthew 16, 2.
Right.
Matthew 16 and 2. Matthew 16 and 2.
Matthew 16 and 2. Matthew 16 and 2.
Oh, that's what's going to bring out everything that's been brought up by Enoch.
Matthew 16 and 2. Everybody has it?
Yes, sir.
He answered and said unto them,
Read all the phone. Start one, 16:1.
Matthew 16, verse 1. Matthew 16, verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven.
Sign from what?
From heaven.
That lets you know that they're paying attention to heaven already when you saw it, right? The same thing Enoch said that the Son was going to do, right? Okay, keep reading too.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times.
So about that, he said you hypocrites. You could discern the sign of you really can't capture.
And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
The times of these scriptures, that everything will be fulfilled. They paying more attention to the signs of the heaven, looking at the moon, stars, and everything. And that's why they started calling them hypocrites. Because he already knew what they come here for. They're following the moon. They're not following the commandments, they're following what the moon do.
Right.
Okay? Psalms 104:19. Psalms 104:19. Oh, you read 4? No.
Then read 4.
Go ahead, read 4.
Okay. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
That means he's going to deal with them. That's what that means. Okay. Psalms 104:19.
Psalms 104, verse 19.
Psalms 104:19.
Psalms 104, verse 19. He appointed the moon for seasons.
For what?
For seasons.
For what?
For seasons.
Appointed the moon for seasons, not for days, not for months, not for years, not for times, right? Okay, keep reading, Cap.
The sun knoweth his going down.
Mm-hmm. The son got a commandment to do. Oh, shoot.
That was very important.
Mhm.
That's very important. The son knows.
The son knows it's going down because the son got a commandment.
Wow,
The moon is for seasons.
wow.
That's in scripture. Okay. Jeremiah 82.
Jeremiah chapter 8.
Jeremiah 8 and 2.
Jeremiah 8 and 2. Right in the morning time, put on the jacket. You know, the moon and the sun passing each other. And he be a little chilly.
Jeremiah 8 and 2.
Jeremiah 8. And verse 2. Jeremiah 8 and verse 2. Everybody has it? And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth.
Read again, Cap.
Jeremiah 8, verse 2. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked and whom they have sought and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth. That's the question.
No, I'm good.
So that's in Jeremiah warning them about that they won't follow the signs of the moon and the host of heaven, right?
Who they have served. Served and walked after that. After paying attention to the moon.
Okay. Read again, Cap.
All right. Jeremiah 8, verse 2. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved.
And we have love, right?
Whom they have loved. And whom they have served, after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped.
They have worship. So just Enoch warned us about all this, right? And that's what they're doing. Okay?
The moon.
Go ahead, Cap.
They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth.
Ecclesiastes 27:11.
This verse, is it basically saying because of those people who started worshiping the moon, the ones who are, I guess, went astray, this is what's going to happen to them?
Yeah, because you go back to Enoch 8 when it says about all the sinners that won't follow those signs.
Right.
And he tell you in 8, on top, he tell you what's going to happen to them.
Right, okay, I was trying
Yeah.
to understand.
They shall not be gathered,
They should not be
nor
gathered.
be buried.
Mhm.
Like
Which is the people that,
went astray with the new moon.
Right.
What do you mean by they should be gathered, like, what that mean?
Well, they're gonna be on the top of the ground. They're gonna be like done. They're not
Yeah,
gonna be
but
buried
what they
off.
said, they shouldn't be gathered or buried.
It should be gathered. Think about it. When somebody, go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
When somebody be gathered, think about it. They should everybody taking you, bury you. You know, you put it up. This and that. They're not gonna be gathered at all. They're gonna just be out for like the vultures and everything to eat up, and the sun to beat them up, the rain, the storm, everything. It'll be like done. They're sitting on the top of, just laying in a well. They got hit. It's not gonna be no respect to their body. Not at all.
I was just gonna add, that's just like if somebody passed, usually you'll be buried with your family within the, tribe you come from. But they saying, the Most High is saying, since y'all wanna do such and such, this is what's gonna happen to you guys, right?
Yeah, go back to your paper. Paper Enoch 80. 80, I think it's 7. Not this one.
Which one you got?
Enoch 80. You got one? 80 and 2.
Enoch 80 and 2. And in the days of the sinners, sorry fam, everybody there? Offer book right on Enoch 80. Verse 2. And in the days of the sinners the years shall be short, and their seed shall be tardy on their lands and fields, and all the things on the earth shall alter, and shall not appear in their time, and their rain shall be kept back, and the heaven shall withhold it. On 3. And in those times the fruits of the earth shall be backward, and shall not grow in their time, and the fruits of the trees shall be withheld in their time. And the moon shall alter her order and not appear at her time. Next page. And in those days the sun shall be seen, and he shall journey in the evening of the extremity of the great chariot in the west, and shall shine more brightly than accords with the order of light. And many chiefs of the stars shall transgress the order prescribed, and these shall alter their orbits and tasks, and not appear at the seasons prescribed to them. And the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners. And the thoughts of those of the earth shall err concerning them, and they shall be altered from all their ways. Sorry about that. Ye, they shall err and take them to be gods. 7. It says, because all sinners will follow the moon, and Yah will prove all sinners in the order of heaven. So they serve.
So he said he's going to turn people over to the reprobate mind. Right? So they're going to worse. We're going to turn them over to the reprobate mind also to believe all that stuff and follow them. Then in the last days, all that stuff going to get off track. Okay, Ecclesiastes 27:11. And Apocryphal.
Was it chapter 20?
Ecclesiastes 27:11-14.
Ecclesiastes and the Apocrypha. Ecclesiastes 27.
The point I want to bring out too as we go on there. The reason why we read out of Enoch 2 is to get a better understanding of what's going on. The only way we get a full understanding and not get confused is this is why we keep going into these other books. If you just limit yourself to the King James 11, you're going to err. Okay, how well you know it, you can flip it upside down, rub it down, you're going to err. I'm going to read this passage real quick as we turn it down. This is Enoch 2 in chapter 48. It says, thus I'm making it known to you, my children. This is Enoch speaking. He says, and you must hand over the books to your children and throughout all your generations and to your relatives and among all nations
who are discerning, so that they may fear Yah, and so that they may accept them, and they will be more enjoyable than any delightful food on earth. And they will read them and adhere to them. But those who are discerning and who do not understand Ahia, neither fear Ahia, nor accept them, but renounce them and regard themselves as a burden by them. A terrible judgment is awaiting them. Happy is the person who puts their yoke on and carries it around, for he will plow on the day of the great judgment. So when you put these other books down that Enoch wrote and call itself like a burden, and you can't be bothered with them, it's a terrible fate waiting on you. Because you didn't take the time to what? Study and show yourself approved.
And on top of that,
Hey.
And the pseudepigrapha for 176.
176, which one? Which one?
It's Second Enoch,
Second
chapter 48.
176?
176 and
You
176.
said the blue?
Volume 1.
Can you restate that?
176.
176?
176. 174 and 176. Yep.
And the key thing is that everybody should read King James 1611, because when you read King James 1611, you're like, wow, something missing. Wow, something missing. Wow, this not adding up. And when you read this, you'll be like, well, it says Moses married an Ethiopian woman. Where is that in this book? All that stuff. Also, it says Abraham took the spoil and gave a tenth of it to Melchizedek, right? Wait a minute, he had like an army. So when you read in Jubilees and Jasher, Abraham was a warrior. Same thing with Moses, he was a king. He would have took over lands and this and that, everything. He was a warrior. Without that in King James 1611. So that's when you go to these other books, you're like, wow, this right here actually answering all the questions that I had. You know, the stuff that was missing out of King James 1611. So we have to read this and know and look for what's missing. Then we'll go back to these other books. We have to read this first though, so we can understand it. Okay, who's Ecclesiasticus
27?
no, 27 and 11.
Ecclesiasticus 27, verse 11. The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changes as the moon.
That's the moon. That's the Bible now. This is the Bible, right? This is the Bible, right? This is not me. This is the Bible. You read, brother?
I say godly because it's lowercase g. Okay, if thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually.
Observe the time, right?
Be
So he
continually.
telling right there, don't go by the moon. Tell them fool gonna do that. That's in scripture. Read again, Cal.
It says, if thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding.
Men understand it. What do men understand? They're reading these books. They got a true understanding. They ain't following, because the Bible tell you clearly, that read the Enoch, it said, do not follow the moon. Do not follow the moon. Do not follow the moon. The moon this and the moon that. Wait a minute now. Everybody's following the moon. Because they're not reading. They're not accepting these other books. We have to read these other books. And like, for example, like I said, we went over these classes over and over and over again, and discussed about the equinox. And know nowadays, for the sun going down is the beginning of our days. You know? So we got the virtual equinox. This would be the beginning of our year. So when you go for the beginning of our year, and you can also use a regular worldly calendar. Use this calendar to bring out our days according to this. We have the spring, beginning of our year, which means growth. And that's what I mean, growth. So how is the beginning of the year going to be in January, the beginning of when it's not the growth season? You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to start from the beginning of growth. We have the first month, which is 30 days. We have the second month, which is 30 days. Then we have the last month, 31 days. Then we count again. We got the summer. We have 30 days first month, 30 days, 31 days. And then you got the transgression period, which is at 31 days. This is how we count our months. And these are all our seasons. Everybody should have this paper in their folder. This is going to break down all your 4 seasons that our Father gave us, right? Now, we know the equinox landed on this year on the 20th, right? So it's on the 20th, and we have our next feast is coming up. That'll be right here. It's gonna be summer. It's gonna be the beginning of our month, in summer, right? So what we do, the way I did it is 20th is right here, right? On this March calendar. This will be our beginning of our year, right? So we count, 30, 60, 91 days. We go from here, we count 91 days, and it'll give us that beginning of this feast day. We use a regular calendar, we can break it down by doing our count.
Say 20th start of the day.
Yeah, well, this is the equinox, what started this year was on the 20th.
Okay.
So we count from this at the beginning of our year, and we count at 31 days. Once we count at 31 days, it'll give us the beginning of summer. And that's why you say count your days, learn how to number your days. You're supposed to number our days, count 364 days a year. We'll never go wrong. And we do it from the beginning of the March 20th. Go ahead, sis.
So, basically, according to our calendar, we have 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
And within those 4 seasons, each season we have 3 months, right?
3 months.
In each season, per
Each,
season.
that's right.
So at the end of each month,
Yeah, 31 days.
is 31 days.
Mhm.
In the last month.
In the
of
last
each
month
season.
of each season.
So, okay, okay.
And that's that feast day, the extra day.
That's the extra day, but count that, because think about it, you have like 91 days each season.
In each season.
91 days each season, out of 364 days a year. It's all gonna come out perfect when you add it up.
I get it.
That's why I said when we did our last class, we got those little photos that broke down all of this. Go ahead.
You know,
What's your question? Oh, what's it?
yeah, it makes sense because I used to wonder why my birthday would be on a different day every year. You know what I'm saying? Or Easter would be is on a different day every year. It doesn't make any. You know what I'm saying? So the Gregorian calendar.
If you're going by the world calendar will change up. Go ahead,
Bingo.
sis.
So we'll go 30, 31, 30, our counts for the month. So 30 days,
30 days.
31, then 30.
30 days the first month, 30 this month, then the last month, 31 days.
So it'll be the last.
Yeah, it's just on papers broke down in people. Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
See, right, that's just the way,
Yeah, that's what I was asking. But it's
So
okay.
your paper is.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's why I X mine off here. I put
Yeah,
31
yeah.
on there. I had to fix that up. See right here, where you got that line right there? That's that 31 days. This right here, that line, that's your transgression period right there. You see that line right there? These are your 31 days.
Oh, okay.
You see them?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got an extra too. so you can take it.
Because our next feast day will be the day of Pentecost, which is the first fruits. That'll be our next feast day.
That's why our birthday changed.
That'll be our next feast day.
I got a question.
Go ahead, shoot.
You just said, this paper here, I don't wanna jump up, it's just a question. These are our feast days, right?
Mhm.
So,
What they got in this paper, this is a diagram, right? But these right here go together. We read in our last class, the day of first fruits and Pentecost, those go together.
wait, I don't wanna jump around, it was just a question, cause I seen you bring up, you said the feast days. But my question is, you know the Purim feast?
Purim.
What does that line up in here?
Purim, well, we have our command feast.
Like, is it another name for the
It
Purim?
probably is, because a lot of those names, they change the name around, like Pentecost, that's not our, it's called the first fruits.
Right.
So they change those names. So it could be in the midst of one of these feast days, Purim.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this Pentecost, that's what's supposed to say Gentiles name. That's not our. That was on the first fruits and feast of weeks. That's our feast days. That's our original name. It will change to Pentecost.
Okay.
So Purim would be something like
First one,
which one?
the very first.
The first Passover.
No, Not the Passover. I was trying to see that.
Oh, this one got Atonement, Yom Kippur, I think.
Oh, the
Atonement-
last one.
The last one,
Yeah.
Tabernacles.
I'm asking, cause I know the Purim will be at the end of the month. I mean, the end of the
Year.
year.
Yeah.
The end of the year.
But the only one we have after that one is Feast of Dedication. And that's what I said, that's not only the Feast of Dedication. Like I said, when I did last class, there was another feast that goes right over here, which is Feast of Dedication.
I was just saying, cause I know that's a command too.